It feels like October today. Oh my word. It's that reminder that winter is coming and our deadline is frost. So we have a lot of work to do here on the farm. We've manifested a lot of stuff this summer. I'm the dreamer. Brooke is the one that keeps me grounded. But lately he's been telling me to dream and manifest and write everything in my journal. So every morning I sit with the Lord and I have my quiet devotion time as much as I can. My kids are up and at 'em with the sun, just like I am. Or even before that, just to start on farm chores. So as they're doing farm chores, because I swear I tell people this all the time, that they have really taken over the farm and taking care of the animals, feeding, watering. They absolutely love it. If I try to help, they kind of yell at me. So I sit and get quiet before the Lord and I read my Bible and I write in my journal like everything I'm thankful for, starting my day off with gratitude. And as a mom, I think that's really, it's beneficial for everyone, but as a mom, as myself, it really helps because we can just get lost in the mundane of doing dishes, doing laundry, taking care of children, taking care of animals, and that time of gratitude is really, really important for me. It allows me also to be creative and look at our farm and dream big. And this summer I kept writing over and over and over and over again. A cow and a greenhouse. There were a few other things like cages that needed to be built, composting. We checked off quite a few things. There's two big things that are still being written down, and one of those is construction on the barn. That's our big audacious goal here on the farm. When we moved onto the farm, when we first saw it and I walked into that barn, I was like, oh my word, canning classes, cooking classes, homestead classes, and that was 8 years ago. And since then we've renovated the garage because that felt more safe and more comfortable, but sometimes I'm tired of playing safe and I'm tired of playing comfortable. And we kind of got out of our comfort zone with the things that we manifested just this summer. And those two big things were big investments. And the one was Sweet Annabelle, our dairy cow, which still seems like we made the right choice there. She's a really good fit for our farm, and I don't know, she just adds so much sweetness and that whole new level of homesteading, of going to the store and not having to get, like some of our dairy products like creamer, not having to run to our milk shed to get raw milk. We have it right here. And so that just adds another layer of self-sufficiency. And then the second investment that left our bank account a little dry, I'm a little nervous about this, was a greenhouse. So we bought a greenhouse. Guys, we bought a greenhouse. Homesteading is risk-taking, guys. It really is, but we really try not to go into debt. We try to pay everything with cash that we have, saved. And we never buy new. I'm trying to think. Have we ever bought new? No, we never buy new. Rarely. I shouldn't say never. Rarely do we buy new, especially homesteading things. Hot water heaters, that kind of thing. Yeah, we'll buy new. But a lot of our building projects have come from Craigslist or my father-in-law, or things we find on the side of the road, or from friends, as you have seen in our walk-in cooler video. So we rarely buy new, and we try to be as thrifty as possible. And so we found Sweet Annabelle from a farm down the road, and she was, I'm gonna just tell you outright what cost was for her, because I want you guys to know, what does it cost? Well, we're in Pennsylvania. I mean, wherever you are in your region, it's gonna cost a little bit more, cost a little bit different, more or less. So Annabelle was $1,500, and she was bred, and bred with a, you know, she's due to calve a heifer when they checked. She's due to calve a heifer, in which that is huge. Like, we'll see that return on investment if we decide to sell her. We're not sure yet what we're gonna do. Our greenhouse frame, our big hoop house frame, was $1,000. So we still have to buy the plastic and some parts. And if we do decide to heat it, that will be another investment with propane tank and running lines and, you know, a specific kind of blower. And do we want sides that roll up? Those are all those questions. But start where you are and start with what you have. And really don't go into debt unless you can foresee return on investment in the future. Because like I said, this homesteading thing comes with a little bit of risk, and I feel like sometimes we live on the edge, like right now. And Brooke says, well, we just get to rebuild, you know, we get to rebuild that bank account, and that is, there's like this refreshing that comes from it also, because it's like, okay, we didn't just sit on that money, which, you know, I know saving is good, but we are using it to move forward into the future, into those things that we foresee for our family, to live self-sufficiently, especially in the day and age that we are in. We want to create this hub in our homestead that is a place where we never want to leave, where we, I mean, yes, we like to leave and travel and be social, but it's also a place where, you know, we have everything we need, and we can have our friends and our family come and just enjoy this space and come and learn. And when we teach folk school here, like our friends and people that travel, new friends, and all of you that watch and learn, that you can come here and just feel immersed in your education and see the farm firsthand, and learn firsthand right here on the farm with us. And so it feels good to take those risks. So let me show you. Let me show you what this greenhouse is looking like. I need to go help Brooke. I just got back from the bank and running errands. We have some other projects, smaller projects that I get to do with the girls this week, because remember, winter is deadline. And so I have to build we're redoing our hearth pad under our fireplace. So it's getting cold, the leaves are falling, the wind is blowing, and we need to get these things done before the frost visits.
My helper.
I came to help.
Thanks, babe.
Do I need to hold that for you? Hold that steady?
So does a greenhouse, does a half-inch matter on a greenhouse?
I'm not the builder, you are. Does a half-inch matter?
I don't know, I'm starting to decide not.
Is this the end posts?
Yeah.
So our greenhouse is 20 by, you said 20 by 35?
Yeah, it's 20 by 30, I miscounted.
Okay, 20 by 30. That's what we were told when we purchased it. Which was another crazy story. You know how you found Annabelle?
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to tell the story?
Yeah. Because it's your story to tell, not mine.
I don't know how I want to tell it.
You felt it. You said you felt it in the room. You told me to keep manifesting, and I did. You were feeling my manifestations, my dreams, right?
And there's only two of us in the room, and I'm like, I feel greenhouse.
At work, right?
Yeah. And out of the blue, he's like, dude, my brother-in-law has one for sale. He's like, he told me about this last Christmas. So this is what we're in October?
Yeah.
So this is 9 months.
And it was still available. It was meant to be. So while Brooke works on the greenhouse, there's a lot of things that I don't need to be there for. So I'm gonna go do something else. I really need to pull my beets out from spring. Yeah. I'm so embarrassed to show you this, but at the same time, hey, weeds happen. And this reminds me of my first garden, our first garden. It was so weedy, we had to mow the beets to get to them. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, not quite sure how I'm gonna get to them, but I will. And I'm gonna pull these beets and can them this weekend. So a lot of what we do here on the farm is tag teaming. We've done that a lot since the kids were little, where one of us will work on a project while we have, you know, our eyes on the kids. Well, they're older now, so now it's kind of like tag teaming where Brooke will work on a project and I will work on a project, and the kids will help, you know, one of us. They'll bop back and forth between, you know, Brooke or myself, or they'll do their own thing. Like Gracie was canning applesauce this morning. So they kind of have their own things. They have their own projects that they like to work on the homestead too. Right now they're making Bunny Town, and they have plans for it, and a whole operation for their meat rabbits that they have been raising all spring and summer. So it is just, yeah, it's this beautiful dance that we do. Sometimes it gets ugly and messy, and sometimes it works really well. So I'm gonna get out of his hair and let him do what he needs to do until he needs me to help. And I'm gonna work at the beets. As you can see, very weedy, but there are beets in there. Just gotta get to them. Beautiful. We raised the Salandra because we just like more of that long tuber style. Just easier to slice up and put in jars. What are you digging there, sweetie?
Big hole to take a dust bath.
Take a dust bath? Are you a chicken?
No.
Then what are you?
A human being?
A human being, right. Do human beings take dust baths? Oh. Are you supporting your microbiome?
No.
Getting those good microbes on your skin? Brooke and Grace are squaring things up here. So this is like a non construction. Never happened.
Hannah!
Brooke has
Stop
been.
it!
He has set steel. He's done all the things.
Hey,
So he just put in the
sledgehammer.
poles. We will concrete them in when everything is square and the way we want it, but then these holes will get concrete eventually to make things permanent. But we're not ready to make them permanent until everything is square.
Built those this week.
What are you building?
Rabbit cages to hang
what?
on the wall. In here.
So babe,
Okay, wait. I think we have some different visions for this space.
so like tilapia ponds,
Daddy, what about bunnies
Grace,
in
I
here?
need long screws.
Can I
Okay.
put bunnies in here?
Huh?
Can you put bunnies in here?
Yeah, bunnies.
Brooke
on
wants
the side,
tilapia ponds in here.
and tilapia ponds on the other side.
Tilapia ponds
Well, we do tilapia ponds at the ends and then rabbit cages on the sides.
and rabbit cages.
Okay. And then in the summertime we can move them out. Long
I want
ones,
raised beds and
long ones or short ones, Daddy?
maybe a few tables to have some coffee and friends, and maybe some so we have some negotiating to do.
The garden and the farm is in this transition right now, and our house too, just transitioning from the season of summer to fall and winter is quite a big transition here on the homestead, especially when you have a project going on that is as big as a greenhouse and trying to get it done and housed in plastic before, you know, winter comes is huge. So I feel like we have messes all over the place. And especially with 5, I mean, if you're out there watching and you have multiple children and you have all these human bodies in your home that are doing things, you know, there's multiple projects going on, so there's multiple messes, and it's just, I'm trying to embrace it, trying to work through the task every day of just putting things where they need to be for fall and winter. So one might step onto our farm and think, wow, do you guys do anything? Like, what's going on here? When in actuality, there's so much life and so much that is happening, sometimes a little too much to keep up with. And so I think that's our biggest challenge, of biting off too much, you know, more than we can chew. I guess that's the saying, right? But I don't know, but when we aren't doing the things, when we aren't biting off more than we can chew, we get bored. We get really bored, and we just feel stagnant. So having all this going on, this craziness, drives us and fuels us. So we love it. So I feel like I've shared with you so much today of what we're doing. I could keep going and going because Saturdays are beautiful. Saturdays are just full of life here. We have so many projects going on, and we get a lot done on a Saturday. Because during the week, I'm schooling the girls. We're running errands. We're cooking dinner. I'm working my business in the afternoons. Brooke's at work, and then when he comes home, there's not a whole lot of time left at the end of the day. So the majority of our projects get done on a Saturday. Sometimes a Sunday, but that's usually our rest day, and so majority of our projects get done on Saturday. So I'm sure if you are a homesteader and you're in the trenches too, and you're building your homestead, you get it. You love this life, you want to live it to its fullest, but at the end of the day, there's only so much time you can really give to it to continue to grow it and expand it. We have enough time in the day. In the morning we feed the animals, at night we feed the animals, we milk, we do those things, those chores. But to expand a homestead takes a lot of time, and so that happens on a Saturday. And Saturdays from the last snowfall, when in March up until October, November, and then we get to rest during the winter months as much as we can. A lot of times it's indoor projects that we do in the winter. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We so appreciate your support, and just love helping to spur you guys on and further your dreams, and help you just go forth and continue to dream and live life to its fullest. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Left a bunch of links below to our Instagram, our Facebook, some other places you can follow on social media. We so appreciate having you. Love to hear your stories and see what you guys are up to. Comment, tell us what you're up to. How are you furthering your homestead? All right, be blessed.